All right, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers just made another smart move. If you're new to the channel, we're Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel talking about teams that just kind of don't get the respect that they should. Tampa Bay Buccaneers being one of those teams. We started this channel because the Lions, definitely one of those teams over the years, just never got the love, and we feel you. So, all right, Tampa Bay. Here's what they did. Let me pull this up. So they signed a couple players, and it's just that time of the year where guys are getting injured. You're signing guys to your practice squad, from your practice squad to the active roster. There's a lot of shuffling, and this is where the GMs, they always get focused on in the offseason. What can you do in the draft and free agency? But what can you do in season? I think is really important as well. So the big thing that they did, they kind of hedged their bet with a wide receiver. They sign former Saints and Broncos receiver Marquez Callaway to the practice squad. He plans to sign with the Bucs here. In 2021 was his greatest season as a pro. When he caught or his best game came against the Bucs in 2021 when he caught 6 passes for 112 yards. He's caught 83 balls for 1,000 yards and 7 touchdowns in 4 years. So he's productive. He's been on the field. He's actually done things. This time of year, it's hard to find those guys. So Callaway is a guy that you're not just bringing in another body. He could actually play for you if you need him. So right now he starts on the practice squad. And this is really good because Mike Evans is hurt, Trey Palmer, Cody Thompson. Like, a lot of injuries are going on. So good find there to get this guy. He's 26, so he's young enough to maybe do some stuff, but he's also not like old either. But he's also not too young. Love that. Another one, you saw this guy in the thumbnail, was a veteran corner in Dallas Flowers. He's 27. He's been with the Colts for the last 3 years. He's got 38 tackles. He's got 9 tackles this season, and he was waived just last week. He's 6'1", 200 pounds, so he's got good size. So my point in saying this is that the Buccaneers, don't forget, don't lose sight of this. It's hard to it's just, look, there's players all over the place, so it's like, can you find the right players that fit you mid-season, that have some playing experience so you can get them in the game, some veterans. So they just found a 26-year-old and a 27-year-old. Dallas Flowers, I love that one. And then the other guy was Callaway, the wide receiver. So you got to be encouraged to just know that your GMs, the Buccaneers are just well run. Suddenly they went from like really well run to, I don't know if we're well run. Then we got really good team, but we need some help with Tom Brady. Tom Brady comes in, then Tom Brady leaves, and you transition perfectly to Baker Mayfield, and then just kind of running well. That's what it feels like from an outsider's perspective. Another thing that I think is pretty cool here is, I like PFF. I just do. It's just data points, and it's really interesting to see kind of where they put things. So they have Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 11th in their power rankings. Perfect. If I'm a Tampa Bay Bucs fan, I'm like, okay, that just shows me we're in the top half of the NFL. Perfect. We could be, like, we're not could be, but you could be, hold on. You could be Jacksonville or Carolina, right? And I say could be, like, that's what we don't want. Let's be right in the mix. We're at 11. Strength of schedule to date, like, of the games you've played so far, you've played the 7th hardest schedule in the league. And you beat one of those teams, Detroit Lions. So, okay, fine. And then going forward, you got the 11th hardest schedule. But you're projected to win 10 games, 66% chance of making the playoffs, 43% chance of winning the division, 7% chance of winning the NFC, and 3% to win the Super Bowl. So, again, these are numbers plugged into a computer algorithm trying to pop out kind of what they think based on what they know so far. I get all that. That's great, and it's really fun. But I'm more interested in chance of making the playoffs. Very high chance of making the playoffs. Either win the division, which is ideal, home playoff game, or you just get in as a wild card. Perfect. Let's go. Get in the dance. But I just think, don't lose sight if you're a Buccaneers fan. Because I'm a Lions fan too. We can't lose sight of this. We're not terrible. Isn't that great? Isn't that just fun? You're not terrible. You're playing meaningful games. You just put 51 on the Saints. I mean, come on. You're 4-2. You're leading the division. You got the Ravens coming up. Like, this life's good. I mean, it's all good. You've got a Meaningful games. That is what it's all about. It's entertainment. We're here, like, it's entertainment. So I want to be entertained for as long as I can into the season. I want meaningful games all the way into November and December. Another thing from PFF is they've identified Tyke Smith. He's quietly building a case for Defensive Rookie of the Year. He's excelling in the slot. He provides flexibility for the other defensive backs. And it's like, yo, are we talking about this guy? He's a day 3 pick out of Georgia. And I think it's pretty cool that it's like, oh, yeah, that's the type of stuff we got to do, right? Like, is draft really good players. Now, here's what shows. They kind of just went through some grades. Pretty interesting because you got one of your former guys on here, and he's a Lion now. But here's some just pass defense guys where they rank top 5 in the league, and you've got Tyke Smith at 3rd, right above Carlton Davis. You traded Carlton Davis for a 3rd-round pick. You'd use that, Tyke Smith. I don't know if this is the exact pick, but you know what I'm saying. And it works for everybody. The Lions get a veteran star corner that they really know can play the type of defense that they want. The Bucs get a young player that they believe they can hit on. Sure enough, they do. So you got this younger, cheaper player in Tyke Smith. Same number as Carlton Davis. What's up? That's how it's done. Because Carlton Davis on the last year of his contract. So a great move by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that's where I'm at with this. Great move. Another thing. I'm just all over the place. Let's just do this. Hold on. Let me just look this up. I want to make sure I got this right. Jamal Adams has been released by the Titans. And he really fell off, Jamal Adams. But Tampa Bay has been listed as a place where he could go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't follow Tampa Bay enough to know if that's a good fit or not, but it kind of feels like, sure, why not? It also kind of feels like, now we're good. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Jamal Adams has been released by the Titans. Be curious to see what happens with him. Again, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We have 20,000 subs. Looking for that 25,000 mark. That feels like a good mark, 25,000 subs. So if you've been watching us for any length of time and haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Big games this weekend. Can't wait to check them out. And we'll see all of you on the next one.